The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this show are not to be presented as facts or an indicting nature to any party viewing or mention. We hope you're entertained. Thanks for watching.
Yo, 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 yo. I hope you entertained. Thanks for watching.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. How we feeling today, Miss J. Marie?
I'm tired.
You tired?
I feel like this week is going by fast and slow at the same time.
Fast and slow at the same time. Man, this month has been fast. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing though.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. What about yourself? How are you feeling?
I'm just tired.
Hmm.
I'm just tired. I need a vacation.
You gotta do some wiggling. You gotta get ready. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Do something. I don't know, wiggling is the right word to use, but we gotta do a little something. You know what I'm saying? Get that energy, get that blood flowing, girl. But what we at with today, man? Since you so tired, you know what I'm saying? We gonna once again, no Bree specific. She out due to she didn't get fired, y'all. Just to let y'all know. She just had some technical difficulties where she won't be joining us for the rest of the month. With that being said, me and the wonderful J Marie gonna hold it down. All right, so what we wanna go to? What we gonna go to? You wanna start with Bruno Mars or Saucy Santana?
Let's start with who?
Bruno Mars or Saucy Santana?
Saucy Santana.
So
I
give,
love me some Saucy Santana.
give us the tea. What's up with Saucy?
Well, he could twerk really good. He know how to throw that ass in a circle. And apparently, Gilbert Arenas has some stuff to say about it. Let's actually roll the footage, and then we can talk about it because it was very funny.
Mm.
It threw me off.
It did. I know it's gonna throw you off. That's why I said.
I've never seen somebody with nails and the beard. That was the problem. It just threw me. It threw me off, and then when I hit the video, twerk.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
You like the twerk video?
He said it's like water. What did he say that?
I'm not gonna lie.
Stop. No. Stop. Stop.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not rolling, bro. No.
I mean, all I'm saying, if I had the rate between who's better, him. I'm trying to see him or Megan Thee Stallion.
Stop, man.
I don't know who I'm gonna throw my dollars to.
That was crazy.
That's so funny to me.
That was
That is funny as hell.
that is crazy on so many levels. How um only reason I'm gonna say the only reason why I say it's crazy is because comparing them to Megan Thee Stallion is probably it's crazy trying to get that image in out my head now. But him laughing and joking about it, I don't think it's too sassy. I think it's just Gil. I think it's just a man just comfortable within who he is, so he joking about it. So that's how I look at it. What about you?
I found it very entertaining. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it was funny. It was funny to me because, like you said, you could tell he's clearly joking.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same token, it's like you kind of do like be like, who am I gonna throw money to? Because
Who say that?
they both could throw ass.
Who, you saying that?
You said what?
You said that? Cause I'm saying you
They
go.
both could throw ass. They both can.
I'm not. I'm just saying though. Who gonna say who gonna throw money to? Cause I know I ain't saying that, and I know Gil ain't. I know
I'm
like
saying that's what he said. I'll be confused too at who to throw money to because both of them are very skilled at what they do.
I feel like it's just I get what he was going with it, but it's also a line that we got to make sure we not crossing, and he kind of crossed that line just a little bit.
How you figure?
I mean, if I was to actually start trying to deep dive, like him joking was cool, but if I was to actually start trying to deep dive, like who I want to throw booty to, or throw see Paul. Look, I don't even want to talk about this no more, because you got me you got me here, you got me messing up. But nah, I don't know. It's just entertaining. It's just entertaining. It ain't nothing, no big deal. It's just probably something funny for the people at home to watch and just enjoy. Gil look like he's very comfortable in
Right.
his sexuality and who he is as a man. So I rock with it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. If I was in a club and Saucy Santana was throwing it, you know, I would throw a little money.
You throw a little money.
Throw a little money.
Throw a little money is crazy, but it is what it is. All right. What we gonna go through? Speaking of throwing money, apparently Bruno Mars threw all his money away. Um, uh, with the what he's in debt with the MGM. But they concerned that it was fake. So that so what's up? So like, give me
Yeah,
background.
it's not real. They said MGM released a statement pretty much saying,
What they what?
hello?
Yeah, I'm here. What they say?
They released a statement pretty much letting everybody know that that's not true, that they have a great relationship with Bruno Mars and he does not owe them any money.
Oh,
So, I mean, I think it would have been interesting. I just find it really funny because Bruno Mars is not one to be in any type of headlines for anything negative, really. So, I just wonder where that story came from.
wonder.
Like, where that story came from and wow. Huh?
I wonder if it's just like one of them things when they be always killing people. Somebody just want to make up a story, or just thinking about it. What if that is actually true? And then MGM just came out to just kind of like because what is it? He got a partnership with them or something like that, right?
Yeah, he has a residency with them, I believe. And then he just actually opened up some type of venue in partnership with them.
Okay.
So, I personally speaking, I feel like if it were true, why didn't they let it ride? Because I feel like wouldn't that have been good for business? People feel sorry for him and be like, "Yo, he owe money. Let me go and buy a ticket to see him."
I mean,
His fans.
yes and no. I'll say yes and no. Yes and no because um I feel like as his fans, um as his fans, I think it'd be as okay, trying to put this. As his fans, I think it's it's a bad image for MGM to that somebody they have a residency with, somebody they have their business with to have gambling debt. So it's like now if I'm coming to see him, I'm just coming to see him to help him pay off a debt. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I could see that not being like the thing. So yeah, I think I could see that being a thing. So I would say like I would say like yeah, it's yeah, I would say that's I could see that being a thing. So I don't think nothing too much of it. That's how I look at it. I need a shot. I'm fasting for Ramadan. I'm tired. I'm hungry. You look like you ready to slap somebody. Like what an energy that.
You said what?
You can't hear me?
This is
Why you can't hear me, Jay? Can Jay hear me? Technical difficulties.
what you say? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Hello?
Jay got that Boost Mobile. She got that Boost Mobile home Wi-Fi.
I hear you, but you breaking up.
You got
I thought it was your building Wi-Fi. Don't come for me.
yeah, you got that Boost Mobile home Wi-Fi. You gotta leave that alone.
No, Xfinity been on some crazy stuff lately. I'm just gonna say that because it's always an outage over here. They always trying to work to better the service. The service ain't been better since. So I don't really know. I have to switch to Verizon or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the meantime, shout out to Bruno Mars, man. Get your money, brother. Don't let it make
I
you.
want to go see Bruno Mars perform.
Who, Bruno?
I want to see him. Huh?
I say you want to see Bruno?
I do. I want to see Bruno Mars in Vegas, though. I want to go to a Vegas show. I don't care who it is. I do care who it is, but I definitely, that's like one of my bucket list things to go see somebody that's doing a residency in Vegas.
Is Usher gonna do his residency again, or you think he's done?
You said what?
You think Usher gonna do his thing, or think he's done?
I think he's done. He's going on tour now. I really feel like he milked it for what it could be. I just don't see him doing it again. Maybe in a few years, like when he's a little older, coming back and doing it again. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, it makes no sense. They said Beyonce's supposed to possibly do one in the Sphere,
Mm-hmm.
that little dome that they made. I would definitely go see that because Beyonce puts a show on. Can you imagine her regular concerts? She be putting shows on. Can you imagine what she would do with a Vegas residency? Crazy.
I'm about tired of Beyonce. I love her to death, like
You know what?
but I'm just tired of her. And
No Beyonce slander will be tolerated on this show ever.
what you mean?
Gotta lay the law down.
Oh man.
What you say?
I say, oh man. Look, I ain't tired. I ain't got no. I don't want no smoke with you or the Beehive. But we gonna transition.
Okay.
We're gonna transition the conversation because I feel like this is the conversation that people want to chime into about anyway about the smoke. So if you ready,
I'm ready. What you got?
so over the week, we was talking about this in pre-production, but it was a big thing in the city. Mellow Bucks and Amari Blaze. It came out that Mellow Bucks was arrested for the fight against Amari Blaze. That happened a while back. I want to say it was around Halloween, right? 2023, around Halloween. They got into a fight. She was stabbed and allegedly stabbed by Mello. But we seen the videos, it was bad. Like she got put through a window, she was bleeding and stuff like that. But Mello got arrested. On top of Mello getting arrested, Mello and her team been on Facebook trolling the fuck out of Amari. Also, she put out a song called Snitch K. This whole controversy has people feeling conflicted. Like some people are team Amari, some people are team Mello. People like myself, I'm always in the middle. Jay, you had some interesting takes on this, like during our pre-production meetings. I would love to see I would love for you to share your thoughts to the live audience.
I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear anything.
Now I hear you.
Share your thoughts on the Amari Blaze and Mellow Bug situation. That's what I was talking about.
So I see a lot of stuff, like a lot of conversation going around this because a lot of people feel like, why is she going snitch?
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Like, I feel like this. Why wasn't a one-on-one scheduled is my question. That's what I would love to know. From start to finish, why wasn't a one-on-one scheduled? Because I just feel like this would have avoided jail time. This would have avoided people allegedly getting stabbed. We just would have got our hands TV or something and like did a one-on-one. That's how I feel.
So you feel like Melo and Amari should have just went on Hands TV? Hello? Yo, Jay. Can you hear me?
No. I'm finna switch. Hold on.
All right. What about y'all in the chat? How y'all feel about Melo Bucks and Amari? Y'all feel like they should have went on Hands TV? Anybody in the chat feel like they should have went on Hands TV? What does period mean? What does that mean, Pretty K? Melo Bucks and Amari fight. Yeah. Well, while we waiting on Jay Marie, this might be a good time to plug our live broadcast we got tomorrow. A special activation we doing with DTLI MX Day. Content featuring Dave, Jeff, and we're gonna have some more special guests for y'all. So make sure y'all pull up. And now if y'all don't have to pull up, y'all can just watch us via live. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube. We can watch us on which you can watch us on Twitch and you can watch us on Facebook. Subscribe to all of them. Oh, Chelsea say no, cause Amari wasn't used to the gloves when she was on there before, so it would have been boring. Oh my God, super messy, super messy, super messy, super messy, super messy. But yeah, live broadcast at DPL Live. Waiting on Jay Marie get back in. I don't know, man. Personally, I feel like Melo. I did an interview with both of them last year, but we did one on What's the Word, and I really would have hoped for those young ladies to have not got into that brawl and got into that incident, and I wish that could have been settled a whole totally different way. But that's where we are. That's where we at with it right now. You know, we that's how that went down. You know, I don't know. You know, do I feel like Melo should have been arrested? I feel like it's a thin line between entertainment and the streets, and I feel like a Melo is a person that really that's really in the streets. So when Amari know that for her prior to being her friend, I think she should have known that she should have known not to mess with her like that and talk crazy with her like that. She should have known what was gonna happen. Not saying what Melo, not advocating for what Melo did. Not saying what Melo did was appropriate, but I do feel like at some point in time you got to know you can't sell wolf tickets with somebody that's gonna be on something. They in the chat they saying what took so long for them to press charges. I think more so as a warrant, you got a warrant off your arrest. You know, the police got to catch you. They probably just caught him on some lacking stuff, but who won't? You know what I'm saying? That's what that was.
I'm not gonna hold you. At first I thought, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought at first that Mellow Bucks was just being a bully. When I first heard about the situation, it was a lot of throwing shade and talking about the big girls and all of that. And I was like, you know what? I wasn't really feeling that at all. But as time is going on, I'm actually seeing like the real story come out. Not saying that neither parties had, like, both parties didn't have points, because I feel like both parties had points. I just hate that it came to this point where like it done got like that. Like I said, we couldn't schedule a one-on-one, and like even okay, so even if somebody said Amari said she wasn't used to gloves, but still, like, okay, so why y'all couldn't fight just without the gloves, like a one-on-one without the gloves. Nobody jumping nobody, just straight to it.
Mm. I don't. To be honest with you, this is part of the reason why I'm disappointed in both of them. Right. I want to say this. I'm disappointed in both of them mainly because I noted that they had a wave when Master Tool or the Boom record came out. They had a wave. It put a shine on all their careers. It put a shine on just women and hip hops. It put a shine on Chicago, just giving it a different flavor. Then you gotta think they had to run in with Lil Kim doing the dance. You had the run Glorilla was showing them hella love and just embracing each one of the girls. And
The
like,
women in the industry.
yeah, they like the women, Lotto pulling up, like it just embracing them. I know Mello was like the lead way for that, but also it opened eyes into all of them. And I
Hmm.
feel like no matter what happened, this is to situations like this is why there's a cap on Chicago hip hop. And that's why I feel like I don't want to say it's over, but the drill street rappers, I don't think it's worth the investment.
Right.
I don't think anybody that's about that life. I don't think anybody that's want to not even about the life. 'Cause you could be who you are, is who you are. But anybody that's pursuing that energy, I don't think it's worth the investment. And it's showing time after time when you sign these artists, or when you give attention to these artists, they drop the ball. And I just hate it because these young ladies, after talking to them, I seen that they were special. Just
Hmm.
energy.
Absolutely. Both
And
very talented
yeah,
women.
they was talented. They were talented women, and they dropped the ball because I think I wouldn't say Melo's career is done because the way the streets work, this is probably going to elevate her career. It's going to give her more street cred. Like she got locked up, and I don't really understand the ideology, but if you understand the streets, you understand that's going to help her out as far as like who she is and her genre of music. I was just hoping if she don't do no jail time, I hope when she get out that she like like come on man, like think, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Just use your head a little bit more. What I will say to your point about how this, I guess, how the artist now may be having to switch lanes a little bit. We're seeing it. We are seeing a clear example in that when we look at G Herbo, when we look at Lil Durk. Like when we see these artists now going into different lanes, they're not just solely focused on that, and they're creating different kinds, different sounds, different music. They're talking about different things. We're seeing how that wave is kind of a little bit, dying down a little bit. And I don't know if it's I don't necessarily know if it's because of the violence, because I feel like that's the violence is what made it popular. The stories in the music is what made it popular. So I don't know if it's necessarily that. I'm not sure why. What do you think is the reason why it's dying down?
Why do I think it's dying down?
Yeah.
What, the women rap or just rap period? Just women
Oh,
rap?
I didn't know. I thought you were talking about drill.
I think drill well I think drill is dying down because it's because people are dying.
Okay.
And that'd be cool if we were selling physical records, but a lot of times they need your NIL, they need your name, image, and likeness. They need you to go perform. Like they need you to be in front of these people's faces, creating content on a daily basis to sell you and make money off of you. So if you're dying or if you going to jail, it's like we can't make no money off of you. So it's like you're a bad investment. So on top of that, um, just if I'm working in the industry, uh, more if you look at a lot of these labels, a lot of these people are not from that culture of the streets or just black
Right.
brown culture. So the shit look good on the internet, but when you have to work in it and then when you see these shots and fights and you know what I'm saying, getting stabbed and you around it, that's a culture shock to you. So you don't
Hmm.
want to be around that shit. You don't want to leave your house in already a stressful industry, which is the music industry, to now be around, have to move around with this artist and your potential, your life can be on the line or you can be harmed. So I think the safe bet is not to even do that shit. The safe bet is to, get it, like I say, R&B or Afro beats artists, or we talk about Latin artists. Um, or just move around with an artist that's, if you're gonna be from the streets, like you so far removed from it as far as like your career and your status, or at a point where you won't be in the hood. Somebody like Mello, she the content ain't good enough, or I'm not gonna say it's good enough. That's a bad word. The content hasn't progressed enough to keep her away from the hood. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Let-
that's why I think it's dying, because it's like a lot of them are producing content that's trendy and is good, but they're still in the hood. And the
mhm.
artist
So
that's
it's not evolving. They're not evolving with the growth that they could see.
yeah,
Um,
they're not putting that effort in, and then it's not by them not actually evolving themselves. And you see if you on the other side, you're seeing the people that make the other genre of music, they're evolving and it's more safe. I'm gonna gamble on this why it's hot, because anything everybody, if you know anything about the music, we just rather think about hot. We're not developing you. So the lack of artist
mhm.
development, if this was back in the day, like once Mello got signed, she would have been moved somewhere and started being developed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that goes back to what we've talked about plenty of times about having those people come in to Chicago, even if they don't leave, having somebody here. We don't have nobody here that's really developing the artist or helping to develop the artist. Let me ask you something though. Um, since we're on the topic of drill taking a transition, what do we do? What do we say now to these younger artists who are making drill music? How do we transition them now to other things so that way we can have successful artists coming out of Chicago that maybe came from that but now trying to transition into something else? Because okay, the genre might be dying a little bit, but we also, like, we have a lot of very talented people here. So how do those artists transition?
That's a good question. So how do those artists transition? I think how the artist should transition by understanding who they are. So I would never say transition, because if you transition, that means you're not authentically being yourself. So as an artist, right? So let's throw that out there. But what I will say as a creative, I think creatives, as far as like the media, the DJs, um, the people that kind of like mold the foundation for the culture in the music industry, I think we should open our horizon to other genres and other artists that are dope and provide a platform for them
Mm.
instead of being.
Okay, but again, I'm going back to those artists. I'm not necessarily talking of that's a good point, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the artists who are doing drill music. How do we then, but are very talented? How do those artists transition or elevate in a genre that is slowly declining?
You can't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't transition, because music is art, and art just depicts your reality. So only how you can transition if you transition yourself. Like
Okay.
if you don't mature yourself and you don't put yourself around different things, or eat new food, or meet new people, or buy new clothes, or just walk different, talk, read books, that come with that, because that's like your art depicts your reality. You know what I mean? So if you don't do that, like your art is gonna be the same. So you're gonna be subject to the same thing. Like you know how like when artists they were like, yo, I'm not gonna record this album in my hometown. I'm gonna go to Miami, or Jay, you still there? Jay though. No, I don't know what's going on with Jay today, but sometimes, like I was saying, like some artists, like they'll go record in Miami, or they'll go to Paris, or you know what I mean, they'll go to another place, or like most artists that be from Chicago, they be like, yo, I'm finna go to LA and record this project. Or some people, they be from Chicago, they live in LA, but they know I'm gonna go back home in Chicago and work on this project with that feel, you know. So I think that goes back to what Jay said, how you transition is your environment. So the music that you based on, you making the music based on how you feel and what you got going on. So if I'm in Miami kicking it, having a good old time, living a life, like when I'm in the studio recording, the music is gonna reflect what I got going on. So Jay might not be on to hear that answer, but that's the answer we got. It's a lot of technical difficulties today, but I'm gonna keep it moving. It's a good time to pub. Our broadcast here at DTLR tomorrow while we get Jay back in here. You know what I mean? Also, oh yeah, let's get it on the screen. Party with us or come kick it with us. So yeah, no. Is Jay you back? She back? You back? Yeah.
It's a retrograde, y'all. You know what they say about retrogrades? Everything mess up. So bear with me, okay?
Mm. Well, we since a lot of things is like we having technical difficulties, we should do a show. Make Cody say this word, and just have different words, and make me actually say the see if I can say the words. Just say
say brewery.
brewery,
You say brewery.
brewery. That's what it is, right?
Brewery.
I said brewery,
Brewery.
brewery. Yes. Oh my god.
He can't say brewery.
You can do brewery.
It's some words I can't say either. I'm not gonna hold you, but
Word
I'm
you
not
can't
gonna tell you what they are.
You're gonna incorporate that segment. Say this word. Announce this word.
Say this word. Say supercalifragilistic. See, I can't even say it.
I remember when you did a spelling bee with her, and you told him to spell some shit. He's like, you can't even spell that shit.
I really couldn't spell it. No, it wasn't I couldn't spell it. He said give him a definition, and I did not have a definition for him. Arbitrator.
Arbitrator.
We could say that.
Look at her trying to get in where she fit in. That's why we
Right.
can you can't. I love Kim though. That's the homie.
Yeah. Shout out to Pretty K.
He Kimberly to me. All right, we're gonna go to our last topic of the day. Let me get through this. I think this was a good one. It's the Herbert Ian fight. So, lady, Julia Reels, say her name. Say her name. We're gonna say her name. You know how they be saying say their name? We're gonna say her name so y'all can know it. Julia Real went to Hubbard Inn. So let me walk y'all through this, right? She went to Hubbard Inn. There was a video that went viral. People that does not watch from Chicago, Hubbard Inn is a spot downtown Chicago. She went down to, it was a video that went viral of a white lady fighting a black security guard. And everybody was like, damn, what did this security guard do to make her do that? And we know, first thing we know, we know security be on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, he must have been on bullshit. So, white lady, Julia Real, she went on TikTok, made this viral TikTok video, said they was beating, the security was grabbing her, put her in a headlock, threw her down the stairs, said this was the worst experience of her life. It went viral. Everybody was saying, fuck Hubbard Inn, fuck security. Man, went crazy. The whole time while she was saying this shit, I'm looking her in her face like, damn, you just did this video that quick? You ain't got not a bump, bruise, or a scar on you. For him to do all that, but that's cool. Everybody don't bruise easy. We gotta believe women when shit happen. Hubbard Inn released a statement. And let's play the video. We got the video? Let's play the video.
Immediately. So they are grabbing us immediately. They don't even give us a chance to walk out on our own. I'm immediately grabbed by this man, and he's grabbing my arm, he's pushing me, he's manhandling me, and what is going on? What is the issue here? Why are you guys kicking us out? Why are you screaming at us? And also, why are you grabbing me and manhandling me and dragging me, using my bag to pull me out? I'm just pushed down. He sends me flying down the staircase. Hysterical at this point. I think I start to kind of yell, scream back at him, kind of push back at him, and he takes me a second time and shoves me again and sends me flying down the rest of the staircase. It was the craziest experience I've ever been in. It was completely and utterly ridiculous how much it escalated.
I'm dying for several reasons.
Because she was lying.
I just like it just, and I'm not trying to look.
Karen, what's her name? Hubbard?
Yes, because absolutely. Because let's just say that the cops got a hold of this and went and arrested that man, and that man went to jail for this without, and because that can happen. She don't have to have proof. She can say he put his hands on her, and he will go to jail. She's a woman. So for me,
that arrest would be on his record forever, right?
Exactly. Well, I don't know. Once they do an investigation, they might see that, she was lying. But it's the still the matter of this man could have spent time in jail. Like with the cops, with CPD and how CPD is, and just in general how cops are moving. This was a very dangerous thing to do, and somebody, let me. I'm upset. I'm upset because.
Go in.
I'm upset because this is a typical white woman move right here. This is something that they do a lot. And they never face repercussions for what they do in these instances. We've seen it, and we've seen it get to an extent where we've even seen people die over stuff like this. So the mere fact that she can make these statements, not be arrested at all, is wild to me. And like I said, it's just a very dangerous game she playing doing that.
I mean, she's definitely getting a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit against her. Yeah, I do think she needs to be arrested. I think the lawsuit is really giving her grace because, like how you stated earlier, like the man could have been arrested.
But let's not forget that anything could have happened when he got arrested. That's my point I'm making. It's not even just the mere fact that he got arrested. Anything could have happened from the time that they arrested him to the time they took him to the police station to the time he was in jail. And that to me is enough. Like, if she not going to be arrested, something needs to happen because ain't no way.
And this is where I give people like Megan Thee Stallion grace, right? This is why I give people like Megan Thee Stallion grace, right? Because sisters hold it down. Like it's something about that. In the most cases in our neighborhood, that we know, like when some shit go down, we don't involve the police because we know, like calling the police sometimes can end way different than what we want it to be. You know what I mean? Sometimes the situations don't be that big, and even when the police come, the sisters will hold it down because the sisters know like the police be on bullshit. And in this case, her just in her white privilege, going on her thinking she gonna blast and get her Risa Tisa on, thinking she gonna go viral on TikTok. Like how you said, like that man could have been arrested. It could have been a racist cop, like, oh, you hitting our beautiful white women. You know what I mean? It could have been anything. It could have happened. It could have been an angry reactor to that on some racist shit. Like, yo, just go up to Hubbard in and just like, oh, you was the, oh yeah, we finna get
Yeah.
the word. It could have been anything reacting to that because somebody could have felt like they was trying to protect her for her honor for what you did. So yeah, like I think some type of repercussions to be happening. So that's why I'm glad Hubbard N stood on business and stood behind the employees, had the footage, released a statement like they did, you know what I mean, via social media as well, like she did, to just, to make sure, to for the people can show, like, get that same, like, just how she publicly ridiculed their business and their staff, they was able to do the exact same thing to her. And I think it was dope. The edit to that was dope. How they had it simultaneously, the footage simultaneously,
Yeah.
words. So that was dope. But yeah, we live in dangerous times, man, and like people at home, y'all just got to understand, like we're in 2024, but like DJ L made a comment too, like what was it, the Rosewood, I know it was in Florida when a white woman basically cried wolf and said that she was raped and man beat by this by a black guy in the town, and they went on a fucking rampage. Like them white people mobbed up and went on a rampage and killed the whole town. And to come to find out she was lying because she was having an affair, and the dude that she was having an affair with, he basically beat her after they got done having sex. So, it's like those lies have cost a lot of black men their lives. Chicago's own Emmett Till. That cost him his life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just off a lie. So like I gotta it was just a recent case. It was a recent case with like some athletes, and athlete got out of jail. I think it was out there in Texas. He just recently got out of jail, because the woman said like, yo, he raped her, and they come to find out he just didn't want her no more. Like, and it was just
And it's so unfortunate because now you look at a situation like that where this man was an athlete, whole like been in, now you spent time in jail, like also understanding that like a lot of young men are fighting to not be statistics. And here now he is a part of that number even though he didn't do anything because he was arrested. And so it just, for me, it's just so many problems with this situation, but it also makes me wonder like what is in you so much that you would get on social media and lie like that? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your head? Because ain't no way you're a sane person doing that.
it's privilege. Like, it's this movie on Netflix. Not Netflix. It's on Amazon Prime, right? This is not no ad too, but Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to pay some money. But it's a movie on Amazon Prime, and it's these college kids, right? They party, and I think it's like their senior year or whatnot. And one of them, he's like this real prestigious science. He about to go to grad school. He about to do some other shit after they graduate type shit. And they party. Follow me now. They party, and this drunken white girl, like she drunk and she passed out in their living room. Like she's so drunk, she walked in their house by accident and passed out in their living room. And his friend telling him the whole day, like, bro, leave this girl where she at. Do not fuck with her. Do not do anything with her because this is gonna go bad. So they whole night, it's a funny movie because they whole night they trying to get this girl somewhere doing some shit. They get into certain situation, but at the end of it, they trying to take her to the hospital. And when they take her to the hospital, the police pull up to the car. Their sister find a location. Their sister go crazy. Like, they got my sister whole time. He like, no, we don't have nothing wrong. She drunk and she came into our house. We was trying to take her to the hospital. She drunk. Like, they took her to the hospital. She drunk. She like having allergic reactions to some shit. They doing all that. Police instantly draw guns. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get on the ground. This black kid ain't never been in this type of situation. He not even that type of kid. Like, he instantly on the ground. He's a college student. They got the guns to like on his head. Like, got him out like crazy. Just all because this the sister. Oh, they got my sister. Like, they didn't even want to talk to him to figure out what was going on. They instantly drawn guns and drawn weapons. So it's shit like that. Like, It just
But see, this is why, and what I'm about to say might ruffle a little bit of feathers, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyways. This is why when we talk about white women coming into these cultures, why there is a hesitant from the women in the family. Because we're seeing these things play out where we have to now educate our sons on the possible. My father was in a situation, not necessarily like that, but pretty much heard when I was younger, I witnessed this entire thing. Her family, her brothers came to our house because she was with him and they beat up my dad. Like they hit him over the head and everything because he was with her. So this is why, like, I don't blame whether it's black women, whatever. Yo, watch it, be careful because we have to educate our sons about these things because y'all sometimes only think down here and not up here of what the possibilities and the realm. Unfortunately, this is the world that we live in where we have to now educate our kids. Love is love, yes, but at the same time, we still have to educate our kids on certain matters because I'm dealing with a racist situation right now with white people, but with the cop, like literally. So it's like we have to educate our communities, even with Hispanics, because a lot of times Hispanics feel like they have a sense of privilege, and then they're put back into reality when they realize, yo, you're not white. You're gonna deal with certain things. You're gonna deal. I had a situation like that just happen, and I'm sitting back and I'm kind of like, you had to learn the hard way. I'm sorry you had to learn this way. But your proximity to whiteness does not mean you're exempt from certain things happening to you. So I don't know. She need to be in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what's gonna happen, but can you imagine if that man would have got arrested?
I mean, I want to speak on what you said about like bringing white women in the household. 'Cause I know my mom never said she wanted me to date a white woman. That was one of her biggest things, but just bringing that type of stuff to the household. Um, I think that's a valid point. And I think when we make those statements like, "I don't want you dating a white woman," I think we really need to break that shit down.
Why? The reasoning why?
Yeah, because I ain't Uma or nothing like that, but I do feel like being an African man in America is a lot different than any other
Mm-hmm.
race or ethnicity in this country. It's a lot different. Even
Mm-hmm.
Hispanics get a little bit more grace than what we get. So I think
Right. That's what I'm saying about proximity to whiteness. But
we
go
gotta we
ahead. I'm listening.
we gotta it's a lot of rules and regulations that shouldn't apply to us, and a lot of stereotypes that apply to us that's um that that affects our everyday life unlike someone else. Like there's nothing about being black in America that says safe. Stereotype of
Mm-hmm.
black in America is not safe. Everything
Mm-hmm.
has a little raunchiness to it, has a little edge, it has a little aggression from the way that our women is, overly twerking or ghetto and extra with that. You know what I'm saying? Our men, the angry black men, like with thugs, uneducated. We don't know how to use our words. We want to fight and want to shoot. Like that's the stereotype for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like like when you think of the black dude, it's like that movie American Fishing. Like when they think of black people, they thought like this is how black people are. This is how we talk. We're not like this. When you think of white, even looking how we grow up saying like, yo, when you're talking proper or talking where somebody can understand you, you feel like, are you talking white?
Mm-hmm.
So then what the fuck is talking black? Like
Right.
start talking improper English.
Mm-hmm.
Talking black is talking well. Can't nobody hear you? So it's even just like that. So I think it's a lot that goes with that. And when you bring somebody not from your culture or don't
Mm-hmm.
really understand your culture,
Mm-hmm.
your household, the dynamic is different. So they will never really
Absolutely.
they will never really truly know how to love you because they don't really understand what it feel like to be you.
I don't necessarily know if I agree with that last part though, because I've been in interracial relationships and I feel like not to the point where I can never understand what it's like to be black, but I also understand certain things because one, I've educated myself, and two, I have my own lived experiences with racism and with certain things. So,
So you're not black?
uh, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not like I don't walk around. So while I have African ancestry, I don't necessarily consider myself black.
That's
I'm
cool.
not African American.
I'm
That would be. I've had a conversation with somebody about this because they told me they was like, "Nah, if you got if you got African ancestry, you're black." I don't like that term only because black women and my experience versus black women's experiences is two different experiences. And I don't ever want to take away from my sisters who have gone through some of the things that they've gone through. So my proximity to I have a proximity to whiteness, like, and that's not ever going to change. So it's disrespectful to say that or to group me in with a black woman when our experiences are different.
That's real. That's real. That's real.
So
That's the deep
yeah,
Jay. Okay, Jay. I see you, Jay. You got. I see you, Jay. No, but no, I
you
like
know,
that. Though. I like that. I like that. I like that. And I think this conversation was a good conversation. I hope.
yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as my kids, my sons bringing home white women, I feel like it's
That's
hard
good.
because it's like you love who you love, but at the same time, yes, you have to have those hard conversations with your children about the possibilities of certain things, and they're gonna make their choices in the end. I would never tell my child like, "Yo, you can't bring home no white woman," but there's going to be conversations as they get older about how to move in this world, just in general. You moving, I think, but I also feel like when you educate your children on their history, they are more hesitant to do certain things because they understand their history.
I I think going back to that, I think what I really just want to say is, what I really want to say is to that is that because you said somebody from your culture, you spoke on me saying that if you don't really understand my culture, you can't really love me.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on the reason why I stand on that because if you can't, I can never truly love you because your culture is you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So if I don't understand your culture, I can never really understand you. So if I don't understand you, I could never love you. That's basically me saying I don't understand you. So
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I say like I pretty much said it, but just because you was in an interracial relationship and you fuck with somebody extra heavy, 9 times out of 10, you saw yourself loving that person, they saw you loving it back. If it worked out, that you probably understood them. Like
Mm.
sometimes you gotta think about like why some shit ain't working. If it ain't working because a person is not communicating effectively, that means a person's had but fucked up communication. But if it ain't working effectively because certain shit like black people, we don't like dogs in our beds, but other races will love people let their dogs in their.
Yeah, see, I don't like animals, period. So I'm the wrong person.
But nah, it be
We're
shit
not
like
having
that.
dogs at all.
You talk about interracial relationships, you gotta think about hygiene. Like I was watching
Mm-hmm.
Woke. What's it, Woke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they should was on Hulu
I don't know.
with T Murphy. This is a good series. Shout out T Murphy. He's in Chicago's on T Murphy, comedian T Murphy. He's involved in it. But Woke, they was talking about washing up. It was a scene they was talking about like washing up, and they was like, "Do you use a towel?"
And not using a washcloth.
And the white dude was like, "No, I don't use no towel." So they like, "Damn, how do you wash your?" Like he just used the soap and the water and let it hit. So it's like certain things
Mm-mm.
where like hygiene is a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's intercultural shit. Like we wash with towels. No matter like if you ain't got no towel, boy, your stinking ass. Like you gotta wash your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things is just different. It's like so that's a
Yeah,
cultural.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just think in all, like, it does come down to, if you are going to, and this is my take on, if you are going to interracially date anyone, before you even have children, please educate yourself. please do please understand the culture that you're bringing your child into, because we see especially on TikTok, and even friends that I know that have, whether it's they have a white mama or they have a Hispanic mama, I see a lot of them having to heal those wounds of, like, because these women are having children with black men but hate black women. So they have black daughters and they end up
What, for real?
talking about black, huh?
Like, for real? They hate black women like that?
Oh, absolutely. If you go onto TikTok, you will see so many stories, and it breaks my heart because you will see so many stories of kids who have completely, like, had to do a lot of healing work because they feel like their mothers genuinely do not like them. It was
They mama
Ace Hood's wife, Sheila Marie. She talks about it a lot. I don't know if you've ever
But the mom
you
was
follow
white?
her, but
No.
her mom is Cuban. Her mom is a white Hispanic. She's Cuban, and she grew up with a lot of that. Just her talking about black women or her talking about black people, and it's like you have a whole child right here who, even if she is mixed, her appearance, who she is black.
A
And
lot of Cubans look like me though.
no, there's a lot of Cubans that have blonde hair, blue eyes.
I did not know that part.
When you get into the aspect, this is why there's a lot of blurred lines when it comes to the Hispanic community, because we have everything in us. When you look at whether you're Puerto Rican, Puerto Ricans have Taino, which is Indian, Native American, not Native American, but Indian. They have African ancestry and Spanish ancestry. So a lot of the times those lines are blurred because when you look at it this is why I said what I said earlier about, like, cultures and understanding things, is because a lot of the times they're immersed so much, and then you have family members who are black. Visibly, my grandfather grew up Afro. He has African ancestry. It's very clear as day. So, like, when you have certain because there's so many different races within the Hispanic culture, it's confusing, and there's a lot of self-hatred, there's a lot of anti-blackness within the cultures. And so you go, and then, okay, so say you are a Hispanic woman who dates a black man. If you haven't educated yourself about your own anti-blackness within your family or within your culture, how can you bring a child into this world and teach them certain things? How can you be of a listening ear when they're going through whatever they're going through in society? You look confused as hell.
Nah, I'm stuck on it as white Cubans. I just Googled it.
There's definitely white Cubans, just like there's white Mexicans, there's white Puerto Ricans, there's white that it's the Spanish. So what happened is history-wise, the Spanish people came from Spain, and they colonized all of these different countries, and that's how you got what you got.
Oh,
They brought the slaves over from Africa, but this is the thing: is a lot of Hispanics don't acknowledge that, or they don't even acknowledge their blackness, their African roots. They will not acknowledge it because history has taught that if you acknowledge that, you're going to get treated differently.
So that makes sense. The Spaniards, okay, that's why you got white Cubans, because the Spaniards.
Yes. And that's why you have people who look Hispanics who look mixed. You can tell visibly that they are not just one thing. So that's why Hispanics are a combination of different races.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to my history lesson.
I figured that, you know what I'm saying, because it depends. Like when Spain like conquered certain things, like you got so you got like how you got like Cubans, you got Dominicans, you got Colombians. Like all these people are different, even though a lot of them are Spanish speaking people. Some of them was conquered by Spain. Some of them was conquered by Portugal. You know what I mean? Especially out there in Central and Latin America, like a lot of them speak Portuguese. And also, well, that's I often say Mexican, Spanish. Uh, but then you got like the Aztecs and the Mayans, and them was
That's
like
Native American. That's Native American. So
American, but they speak like they culture, they people like they tongue started spanning to Spanish and Portuguese.
yeah, it changed into Spanish. It wasn't always that. It was their tribe was. So even if we're looking at Puerto Rico was not, it wasn't even called Puerto Rico. Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the people that inhabited the island was the Taino tribe. They in Dominican Republic, Haiti, those were all, I think even Jamaica. That's what inhabited before the Spaniards came over and Portuguese came over, and then they brought the African slaves. So when you look at all of that, that's how all of the mixtures happened. There was a lot of, unfortunately, raping, pillaging, like all of those things took place, and that's how you got, I guess, the Hispanic, what we are. So
That's
it's very
crazy.
interesting.
That's one thing. And I know a lot of those places did have slavery. They don't really talk about it like that. And I guess that's like the difference between American slavery, and I know people might kill me for this, because a lot of those countries, just like they went over, they pillaged them, they slavery, they enslaved them, they took their natural resources, kill the men, take the women and kill kids and do shit to them and just breed them, like do shit like that, make them weak. Um, they just left their ass in poverty,
Hmm.
like as
If
opposed.
you look at, so like in Puerto Rico, there is a place in Old San Juan called La Perla. La Perla is where the Africans lived. They could only live there. So if you go there, you'll see, like, it's so beautiful, but that history is there. Louisa, the hit that there's a lot of Louisa. There's a lot of African Afro Boricuas there. So like it's just interesting when you look at the history behind certain things, and just like you said, the natural Puerto Rico is being drained of its natural resources left and right. Like the infrastructure there, the because they are a commonwealth of the United States, the United States gets to make decisions on Puerto Rico's behalf, but Puerto Rico cannot vote for president. They can't vote for whoever's in their government.
Yeah, but
And in turn, that has affected everyone there greatly.
yeah, but
So,
the United States is
I'm sorry.
having United States Army it helps them out too. Because I'm pretty sure people like Haiti and Dominican Republic wish they had United States Army.
I couldn't hear anything you just said.
I say you can hear me now?
Yeah,
I say having in the United States Army is a big help too, because I'm pretty sure places like Haiti and the Dominican Republic, I feel like they people wish they was a part of the United States Commonwealth and had that army and had that support backing, because having the backing, it's give and take, right? So when you think about it's like when you think about the world, I think about the world and I think about like I don't want to call it a bully, but just think about a family and you got big brothers, right? So for guys, like if you got big brothers, your big brothers won't let nothing happen to you, but they will bully you. If that makes sense?
I understand what you're saying, but one, Puerto Rico does not want to be a part of the United States. Let's start there.
That's cool.
Two,
That's cool. That's what I'm saying. That's cool what they don't want to be. But the reality of the situation is I'm still your big brother. And you can't beat me. So until you get old enough to beat me, which you will never be able to beat me, if I want to come in and play the video game, I'm playing the video game. And you can't say nothing about it. That's pretty much what it
this
is.
is
But
yes, but
neighbor can't come in here and talk about he wanted to play your video game and take your toys. Because if your neighbor come over here and try to take your toys or play video game, I'm gonna go kick his ass. So it's a fucked up situation, and I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just breaking it down that way. It's like it's a gift and a curse and everything, right? So for black people, right, it's the curse with us, is slavery. Let's take slavery out the way. Let's talk about modern times. Like we poor, we're impoverished, we have no nation that we attach to, and things like that. But the positive in that shit, even though the history of us how we've been in this country is all negative shit, the positive in it is that we still in the land of the free. We still got to
Mm-hmm.
live in the land of the free. We still got the opportunity that if you go to Haiti or if you go to the Dominican Republic and you go to some of these places, you'd be like, damn, like I'm Venezuela where all these migrants coming from. You'd be like, damn, like I think living on 79th been bad, but it's really like I have a more opportunity than what I think I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes and no. When you look at the way that they are governing Puerto Rico, you would, if you did more research, you would understand why they don't want to be a part of the United States. There's a lot, the infrastructure, like I said, is very bad there, and it's because of the United States. They're allowing people to come that are born here in the United States, go over to the island, buy property, and not have to pay property taxes, which in turn hurts the citizens of Puerto Rico. The schooling system and how they're shutting down schools to make Airbnbs. Like there's a lot that is going on there. So I like while I hear what you're saying, I just can't sit here and agree that like they
What you don't agree with?
it's just I don't know. It's just
What? Let me ask.
well, for one, the United States is
What do you don't agree
go
with?
ahead, what?
You say you don't agree with what you don't agree with.
Well, no, I agree what you said. It's true, but the way you're making it seem like is as if like, okay, yeah, that's bad, but at least you got the United States in your pocket.
So you don't. So that's so let's talk. Let's say
That's
that.
how it's coming off to me.
Right. That's how it's coming out. Because I be wanting us to be able to be like when we have dialogue. Like I don't want us to come off as contradictory and be like, yeah, I agree with you, but da, da, da. It's like no. What I'm saying and how I'm saying is different. Like I'm not sitting there saying anything is good or is good the way that what happens to people, right? What I'm saying is just breaking it down and seeing like, yo, it's in no situation it's gonna be perfect. We don't live in a utopia, right? So when you compare the situations, you gotta compare what you got and what you don't got. Because Puerto Rico is in a way better different. It's in a just looking at the situation. I'm not agreeing with it, but if you look at it like this, Puerto Rico, one can look at Puerto Rico, I'm not saying I look at it like this. One can look at Puerto Rico and be like, yo, by you having our backing, you in a way better situation than I could say Haiti's in, right? But that doesn't
In
mean
certain aspects, I
that
see
doesn't,
what you're saying, but no.
doesn't mean that the situation you got me in is ideal. That's all but that's what I'm saying. So the way that's how shit works. Like you can be like, yo, this shit's fucked up, but somebody can always come to you like, yo, this shit fucked up, but this is look how they is. And I just basically I compare just being black in America. Like I can be sit here and be like, yo, being black in America is fucked up, but I can go back and say, well, at least the government, the government, Chicago government taking our schools, but they're not turning them to Airbnbs. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing certain shit to do like that. I can look at that situation and be like that, you know? And it trickles up the level, you know what I'm saying, the hierarchy level, because somebody can be like, yo, when you get to billionaires and millionaires, you can be like, damn, my life fucked up. I just lost $200 million in the deal. But but damn, look at Jayy Marie and Cody.
But you got your life.
I can have their life. Like a billionaire look at us like, damn, I just lost 200 million in this deal. But I can look at them and I can have their life. So it's just always just trickle down. Now I'm not saying
I think that's the poor mentality to have, or not even mentality, but points to make, because when you make those points, you are not taking into consideration all of the people who are suffering, because guess what? The America probably thinks the way you think. The government probably thinks the way you think. Like, well, we're giving them crumbs, so that should be good enough. Like,
yeah, because I'm not
no.
I'm not talking about my statement is not about what's right or wrong. It's just point of view. You know what I'm saying? POV.
I get you, but that point of view is the reason why colonization happens in the first place. The point of view of, oh, well, we could kind of make it better, a little bit better. This is what we're going to do.
That has nothing to do with colonization. Colonization happened like that because my army is bigger than yours. I got more guns than you, and you got something I want, so I'm gonna take it. That's why colonization happened.
Right, but within that, they will then say things like, well, they will point these things out, what you're saying, to make it look like it's okay. Well, at least you could come to the United States if you want to. You're a citizen. You can't make statements like that because it affects a whole group of community. And then those same people think just like you. Yo, well, at least you could come to the United States if it's not working out there and you're impoverished because of things that we're doing. Just come to the United States. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I like that viewpoint.
I think because I only speak I only like I guess because I'm in the space where I figure out solution. I speak it only a solution. So I can see that a situation is bad, but you have to in order to improve a situation. Now we want to break down the situation. In order to improve that situation, you have to have you have to understand the hand you was dealt, and you got to play the hand. But if you're gonna cry about the hand and say like, "Yo, this situation is bad," and only thing I want you to understand, if we're gonna get out of me talking, is for you to acknowledge that the situation is bad. And but none of the time that we talk about solutions. And oftentimes I do understand to order to get to for some people to even want to be open to talk about a solution, all they want to do is be heard about how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that point of the thing too. So like I said, like what you're saying is valid. Like how these people feel, what they're going through is valid. Well, all I'm saying is you think about the point of view, if you think about what's going on, and then you think about the resources you have at hand, it's okay. Now let's guide the conversation more so like, yo, well, I could be an American citizen. So if I can be an American citizen, that means I can go to America with more opportunities, and then with those more opportunities, I can do what the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and a lot of these people do, or the people in the Middle East. They come here, they get the opportunities, and they send money back home. It was up until recently where I recently found out that in Nigerian culture, in American, like Nigerian Americans, like if you get married, um like you have to pay the family. I think the husband got to pay the family of the wife or something like that. Like a wedding,
I don't know.
you got to pay their family and stuff like that. They got to send money back to the old country. They got to send back to the country. But what also was dope about that, if they get a divorce, their family back home got to send that money back. But saying stuff like that, like you're sending the resources back home. You're sending the resources.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
The currency is the same, so it's not like I'm sending money to X country where the currency is different, and so you're getting more for the money that you're sending over there. Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is the cost of living there is the same price as a lot of things here. Now, when we're talking about apartments, when we're talking about housing, when we're talking about those things, we're talking about electricity. Their electricity bills are sky high right now because of a company that the United States decided to do business with, and it's a whole thing. But I'm pointing this out because that doesn't work for specifically the island or even Hawaii, because the currency is the same. Because the cost of living, now we have Americans moving over there because they don't have to pay tax dollars there. And so what's happening is the cost of living is sky high for them. An apartment out there is the same price as an apartment here. So that doesn't work. And so do you see why I'm saying like the solutions?
You lost me, and it's probably not the broadcast for that. That's probably this probably an off mic conversation. But the reason why you lost me with that, because if you saying we both American citizens, you saying an American that come over there, I have to pay no property taxes, right? But if I'm Puerto Rican, if I'm born there, I have to pay property taxes. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So what's the difference between me coming to America, starting my family here, and then when my family lineage go back to Puerto Rico and buying property, I don't have to pay no property taxes? Because if I'm Puerto Rican, if I come here and have a son, my son was born in the United States. It's both United
Your
States.
son can absolutely buy property, and that's a small solution to the thing. But then you got to think about how much are these properties going for? How much are the properties going for?
But
Can you afford that?
if I'm coming here to get a better wages and get better opportunities, and this is another thing about like other cultures, right? Other cultures and other races, they big on education, they big on opportunities. Like some people, like a lot of the homies, especially like a lot of the Asian homies and like Nigerian homies that I got, like they parents won't even let them go to school to be shit that's not some shit that's not like
Yeah,
that's gonna make some money. So I think that's far as just forecasting and having a solution to the plan, like to 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 create generational wealth. You have to forecast a generation, and you got to break generational curses. So meaning somebody have to sacrifice what they're trying to do. So that's why you got the dad that comes over here and be a cab driver for 20 years, but he put his son and his daughter through college. Now my son and daughter is a lawyer, they're a doctor, they're making whatever, they're working on Wall Street, they're surgeon, they're making all this money. So now the next generation is set up. You know what I mean? So I think that has a lot to do with it too.
absolutely.
So even with going back to
No,
the
that's a valid point.
yeah, so
That's a valid point. I think too. Then there's other things that kind of dive into when specifically, and I could only speak on specifically Hispanics come over here and what that journey is like for some of us, and how those things that you mentioned sometimes get lost because they're here. I I don't know. I just it's that's a deeper conversation, but um, all in all, I think that whew, this was a heavy conversation.
it was
I don't
good.
even know what to say anymore.
It was better than the first 20, 30 minutes of this shit. We was up here, we didn't even want to talk to each other. Shit, nah, for real. But I don't know. We gonna end it light. We gonna end it light. What music you been listening to?
What have I been listening to? Hold on, I gotta look for a second. What you been listening to? I'm gonna look real quick.
What I've been listening to? I've been listening to Kevin Gates' new album.
How do you feel about that? He not talking about peeing in nobody's mouth.
Nah, Gates just be doing extra shit in interviews. He really in real life, he really be talking about shit that resonates to people that's trying to figure out like especially men that's trying to figure out their life and their journey, especially a spiritual journey.
Hmm.
So I rock with Gates heavy. The homie, one of my favorite artists, Rio Cheney, he just dropped a project called. He just dropped a project. Well, not a project. He just dropped a single called "Agree." Rio is one of
Hmm.
my favorite artists from the career to listen to. He got some bops. So yeah, he just dropped.
Okay, okay, okay. Honestly though, this last week and a half, I actually been listening to. I went back and re-listened to. I listened to the Nas King's Disease 3 album before, but I don't know. I just been like real inspired to listen to it again. And I was listening to it, and I was like, wow, the storytelling on that album is amazing. Like I just really be feeling like Nas don't be getting his flowers the way that he should be. But it's an amazing album all the way through. I think Hit Boy did a great on the production side. He did a great job with that album. But I don't know why I've been listening to it. I think it's because I've been having writer's block, so I've been trying to like get in tune with more like artists that really like can articulate some shit and like speak to me. And
Mhm.
so I've been like trying to focus on listening to music like that so that I could get my groove back. So yeah.
No, I feel you, Stella. Get your groove back. Groove back, Stella. No, this is a dope project. I mean, dope live. We held it down. We got one more for the month of March, and then we got a surprise for y'all in
We
April.
do. I'm so excited.
Oh, we're not gonna tell them the surprise. They're gonna pop it up like, "What? This is what y'all doing?" You know what I'm saying? But great show. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Features, a lot of dope write ups, just a lot of dope activations and stuff that we're going to be a part of closing out this month.
It's gonna be a busy this next year is gonna be so busy. I was looking at my calendar, I was like, wow, you had said in the beginning of the year, once we go, we not stopping. And it's literally, I'm looking at my calendar like this is nonstop.
Nonstop. Yeah, you look at the calendar, you got something to do every month that you have to execute. Mm-hmm. But that's the game. Don't you like that part of it?
I love it. I love it. The thrill of it is amazing. You get to meet so many cool people too, so I'm excited.
I want to do Cree love it, yeah. Cree, you love it? You rock with it?
Do you love this shit? Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? She said every day.
Also,
I'm not high today, y'all.
Also, people, you know, we took a break off for the month of March. We had to get some stuff together, but we back reviewing music on What's the Buzz. I don't know.
So wait a minute.
What?
You know, Cody be teasing me about my Hispanicness all the time, but y'all don't know he's half Dominican. He ain't tell y'all.
I am half Dominican. I got my Dominican flag. I'm with the people. I don't know what I'm saying. Carikiki.
Yo soy dominicana. Okay.
You know what I mean? But you know, What's the Buzz? We back Tuesday. Make sure y'all submit y'all music. You never know who gonna pop in a part of the crew to listen to your music. You submit your track. We like it. You chance to win free promo. Yeah, and this time we're on Twitch. So subscribe to the Twitch channel. We're only gonna be screaming What's the Buzz on Twitch because YouTube and Facebook has a problem with us and music. So make sure y'all tune in to What's the Buzz on Twitch on Tuesdays. Twitch Tuesdays. What's the word? You know
yeah.
Hey Marie, it's Cody. Cree in the back holding it down. Seal and him popped in. I see you right there, Seal. Big Seal G. What's the word?
Hey, Seal.
Bree Pacific got blonde hair now. She look like old girl from Players Club. We out.